starting the recording. We're here for Game 2 of Qualifying Final 2 between Team Fish and HHQ. HHQ in 2 rounds, able to dispatch of the Fish. And now Team Fish, their captain, Dr. Dylan T, selecting between 2 of the remaining maps, Burn T'Challa or Krakoa. Krakoa was the third map of their first game, and it was a map that they performed significantly better on compared to Burn T'Challa in Preliminary Final 1. But, you know, these teams, they have their preferences, they have their selections, and they have their choices. This one going to be Burn T'Challa. Unfortunately, what you can't choose is the order of the sub-maps. These control points, very different in style and significantly impacting the way in which you want to play and approach the game. Warrior Falls, a far more open map that gives divers freedom to basically do whatever they want. The Intergalactic Spaceport, the Stellar Spaceport, one that is a far more choky, yet still kind of open map that does benefit the poke heroes a lot more. And then the Institute of Science being a map that very much benefits brawl heroes. It does have a lot of corridors and a lot of poke slop angles. However, all of those are dotted around by cover and by corners and by doorways that brawl gets to take a massive advantage on. So each of these submaps really benefiting one of the 3 types of heroes. Immediately the save being Magneto, as opposed to... who was it that they saved in round 1? I forget, honestly. C&D maybe. Yeah. Still gonna ban the Rogue, though. Still not willing to face Iron Fist Rogue, as they have so painfully learned through their first 2 games of Prelim Final 1. HHQ does have a very simple solution, a catch-22, if you will, for Team Fish. They say, look, if you ban Phoenix, we save Iron Fist. If you ban Iron Fist, we save Phoenix. And I think that outside of swapping Phoenix for Iron Fist, HHQ has had the same bans and saves as the first game in this matchup. Clearly, to them, it looks like they have figured out this matchup in its entirety. As the final ban for Team Fish does come through, Invis the ban. An interesting choice, as it doesn't look like that's going to be a common pick for CatVT, very much leaning on the Lunar Snow in the first round. But they're going to lean on the White Fox as an off pick for Daft to get the enhanced Iron Fist team up. Not a bad decision at all. Chosen not going to offer the... I don't think Iron Fist has a team up with Luna anymore, does he? He has one with White Fox and he has one with, The
Thing.
The Thing, that's right. So Luna and Iron Fist lose their synergy. That's crazy, because Luna, Iron Fist, and Emma was such a strong pick for HHQ this season, before the Season 9 update. The 3x3 season, I should mention. Because of that synergy, that 3-way synergy. Really interesting to think about that so many of the preconceived notions about balance in this season have been entirely thrown off in this format, given the update to the game. Now, my question really remains, hey, we've got these teams still trying to figure out the way that the new season functions, but I think, all in all, even though it is a very different game, that it might well be the case that this format is one of the best to learn the game in, given that so much less shit is happening, and it really allows you to focus in on a couple of key factors and a couple of key new features to each hero, rather than having 12 players all fighting at once. It is just the 6 in the game. 1 team's worth of heroes is enough particles, enough new information to be dealing with, as immediately Daft is going to be diving not only Dylan, but also his support. But Daft uses the block early, does rip it out early, and the healing from the White Fox team up not enough to be able to save him there. Silver going to take advantage of the fact that the Iron Fist has dropped. Cat with the team up does allow them to slow the Iron Fist and do a little bit of damage over time. Gonna stay alive, just barely, but Dylan not having it. This Scarlet Witch team up enough to knock out this White Fox and potentially very may well stagger this Emma Frost, as they're only at half HP. Silver running now does have the switch to Luna. Does Cat. 1 life is enough on White Fox, not enough to warrant the Iron Fist team up, as he does still have access to the base form. Silver, is he also running that same base form team up? No, he's running the Thing team up, which is a new ability that I have no idea what it does. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm sure we'll figure that out in time. Daft and Silver going at it, though. Blocks being exchanged. A very well-timed freeze from Cat is going to force Silver back after the block has already expired. Red putting a ton of pressure in on this front line, but Team Fish already nearing 50% of the capture point. And a grab, and a kick, and a punch, and down goes the Iron Fist. Dylan trying to press their backline, does get the trade, but now it is just a lone support. And that being a C&D against both an Iron Fist and an Emerald, not going to be enough to keep them alive. 54% Team Fish able to manage it. That's not a bad amount of capture percentage. Chosen stalled for a little bit of extra time to give them an advantage. And indeed, an advantage they do have. Cat nearly catching up in ult charge to Chosen plot, but Daft having a significant advantage over Silver. Dylan and Red almost matching in terms of charge. Chosen just trying to build this charge off of the damage done. HHQ playing it extremely safe. And here comes the dogfight now. Silver and Daft, as Silver does seem to be lagging quite badly. I'll try and limit the number of times that I go to that perspective. Cat in the backline just trying to hide from Dylan, playing around the cover exceptionally well. And Mad popping the dunk. Oh no, Cat, you just needed to play behind the shield. What a shot from Dr. Dylan T. Chosen out of ammo? Nearly no. They're just trying to kick. They're just trying to kick, and they do manage to land that shot. And it's just Red against both Chosen and Dylan. And Red, now might be the time to pop your ultimate if you want to try and do it, but you're not going to. Ooh, you needed to rip it early there. You needed to use it while it was just them two and just try and catch them.
Can you do a 5-minute pause? Can you do a 5-minute pause moment? Thank you. I'll be back in a sec.
Good call. And this is the pause. This was a timeout called by Team Fish. Each team has access to a 5-minute pause. I will... Silver lagging is my guess. And I will just initiate confirmation early and allow it to sit here while we wait. Only confirm when you are ready so that we know. Perfect. Indeed, Areno. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to quickly tab over to the... And we are back. All of our players are ready to go. So I'm going to hit the continue button. And hopefully for you at home, that delay was as short as it can be for us. As you saw, about 2 minutes. Nothing crazy. As we are back underway. Everything hopefully having been sorted, as these teams now have had the very brief chance to mentally reset themselves, going into what could be the final fight of this match. Chosen playing on the point, Silver playing around the sounds that he can hear. Here comes Daft's ultimate, Chosen with a counter. Are we going to see a counter from Cat to keep their team alive? They might have to if they want to keep everybody up, and they do. Dylan with no counter ultimate is the key factor here, but who does have their ultimate? It is Silver. They need a hero. He's gonna pop it. Out comes Red's ultimate, but they're face tanking a ton of punches from this Iron Fist. They do go to OT. No picks secured yet in this fight, as Daft still trying to manage to get something to happen, but no, Silver managing to get Cat up and out of here. Dylan does trade. Not even a trade. Dylan just gets two. Gets both Daft and Red up and out. And round one of this match, of this game, goes to Team Fish. They did call their timeout. Obviously, oh, sorry for that. No need for apologies. It's all good. We have timeouts for a reason. I'm glad you used it. Each team has a timeout. And hopefully everything is okay with Dr. Dylan T. Here now, we are seeing a couple more switch-ups. Cat clearly not liking the Luna matchup into the Iron Fist electing to go back on to the Cloak and Dagger, and indeed also Ryusei Red back on the Thor. I liked it before when we saw Silver on the Star-Lord, but Silver on Iron Fist. Iron Fist and Thor, that's a very interesting matchup, especially in the new season. Not quite sure how well these two heroes are now balanced into each other.
Lots of Iron Fists before me, but I'll be the best.
Thank you for that, Linlier. As these two teams with different approaches, one of them playing the flank, trying to play around the high grounds. One of them playing the main choke point. I think the most interesting tidbit that I can raise here from this match is the fact that the only hero currently with regenerative shields on board is indeed Thor. Iron Fist, for whatever reason, not being afforded that same love and care as Silver was eyeing up Cat, but both Red and Daft having none of it. Red managing to get another couple of final hits there does secure that team fight and the point for HHQ. As we are in store for a heck of a match to come, Dylan with the only ultimate on board, we're really looking to see how well that's going to benefit his team. Chosen at about 70%, beating out Cat's ult charge by about 20%. Silver about 35% below Daft, so clearly the ult economy a little bit skewed, a little bit skew-if, not quite what we want to see, but Dylan popping that Scarlet team up. It has been very effective for him all game, but Cat managing to get the first pick of this team fight. Down goes Silver, as Cat doing their best impression of a rocket, just standing in the backline, healing as much as they can, getting the peel from both Thor and Iron Fist. The peel, something that Thor is exceptional at. His mobility, nigh unmatched by most tanks. I'd say the only tanks that have better mobility are Angela and Venom. Please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that should be it. Maybe tank pool if you want to get real technical about it. But Silver is going to be switching off of the Iron Fist. That's crucial, though. That is crucial, as losing a significant chunk of ultimate to switch is not ideal. Clearly Thor making enough of an issue, as Silver is going to have the increased fire rate from the Rocket team up. Not going for the Daredevil team up is an interesting choice, but clearly they know something we don't, as they do manage to secure the early fight there, the early pick, as Silver going to help Dylan finish off that pick. Red does unfortunately lose the Hela team up bonus that he had, I believe, yeah. Although I think because he did die, he is on a very short cooldown for that. As these teams waiting, going for this engagement here. Daft just ripping the ultimate outright. Chosen trying to ult back onto the point to give their team something to play around. We've got a counter ultimate from CatBT. Dylan trying to hit the dunk. Can't quite make it out. Daft does bear the brunt of it and does bear the elimination for it. Red struggling to stay alive. Does pop the ultimate. A ton of defensive utility comes out from Team Fish, but they do manage to stay alive, and stay alive is the most important factor there, as Cat is also going to eventually fall. And now what was a detriment is now a massive bonus and a benefit for Silver, who has the only ultimate on board for Team Fish, and in fact for the game. HHQ now down massively in the ult economy. They are going to see a bit of a switch up. Cat now rolling out on the tank role. Red playing the White Fox, potentially more confident on that pick. They're running with the Psylocke team up as opposed to the... Oh, I know this one. The other one is... Oh, motherfucker. Black Cat. Or potentially Black Cat has a team up with her. I'm sure we'll figure it out in time, but Daft, if you're... Silver, sorry. So used to seeing Daft on Punisher. You want to be ripping the ultimate, and indeed he does rip it out, and he's playing very aggressively with it. Down goes one of Emma's shields. Red does teleport in. That is a poor decision from Ryusei Red, the All-3x3 player for HHQ. Clearly struggling in this one. Right now, Daft just trying to play around the point as they don't trigger OT. They will now, but Cat, the last remaining HHQ player, and what was initially a game heavily in favor of HHQ, has now swung around, and after winning game 1 2-0, they lose game 2 0-2, and we have a game 3 in this match. The first match 3 that we have seen since Prelim Final 2, and these teams are going to their second match 3 of these finals. The only difference being that they have only played 4 rounds as opposed to the 5 in Prelim Final 1. The final game of this match will be played on Krakoa, a map that ultimately benefited HHQ in the end. But tonight, it's anyone's guess. The momentum belongs to Team Fish. The precedent belongs to HHQ, but the future belongs to no one. We'll see how it goes, and I will catch you all in game 3. Fuck! I keep